Hello, my name is Harador Khariong. I'm the owner of Plant Parenthood. So I started Plant Parenthood in 2020 during the pandemic. So this was a venture that was born out of passion and love for plants. Initially, I never thought of starting a plant business, but since we were all stuck at home, I was tending to my garden. I was just taking care of my plants basically, and I was posting my journey along the way online, and a lot of people were inquiring about my plants, asking if I was selling them. Of course, they were just a collection at first, but that's how the idea started of Plant Parenthood. Initially, I never thought Plant Parenthood would grow as big. It just started as a way to make money. And it was very easy for me because I love plants. But along the way, it grew into something much more. The depth that it takes to take care of a plant, the business of it, the whole thing about gardening and all that, it's so interesting. And throughout this journey of almost 2 years now, more than 2 years actually, I've been able to educate a lot of people regarding plants and the importance in our ecosystem. So I was never really into plants since I was a child, but it started during college and it just blossomed, so to say, along the way. So my venture, my goal is to educate people on the type of flora that exists in our ecosystem, especially the endemic flora, and how much of an importance they are to our ecosystem in Meghalaya, in our state. And because some species are not really species that were brought from outside, and they've become really invasive to the point where most of our endemic flora have become extinct, close to extinction. So I am working towards that, bringing people the idea, educate them on what will thrive in our region ecosystem, which will thrive play symbiosis, so to say, with the plants in our area. I think the main problem that I'm facing right now is space. I'm operating from a very small nursery in the backyard of my house. So far it was okay, but now as I've grown, I've realized that I need more space. I have, although we have area in Poiside, but I've based my clientele here in Shillong. It's been easier to operate. I do a lot of last minute orders, so to say, birthday orders, giftings, whatever it is. And it's been easier to operate within the main city in town. So I think space is one big issue. That was my main issue. One main thing that was when I started was the delivery. So I do deliver all over India. Within Shillong, I do have a delivery service, but outside India, outside the state, the delivery service, because they are living things, so their chances of dying is always there. And if they don't reach on time, they take longer, the parcels are damaged, then the whole plan is damaged. Like, it's no use. No one would like to receive a plant that's dead or that's damaged. So that's another issue. Okay, so another challenge is the one being transport, because our state, it's running only on roads, right? So everything has to be delivered by buses or cars or whatever it is, and it becomes more expensive. So for my pots, for my even for plants, because I do get them from outside as well, and it's really expensive. Like, coming into the state, I have to pay more because of the delivery charge. There's no proper way of them just coming from one place to one specific place. It's just a little difficult to get things which are more cost effective because of that particular reason. So even if I get something, that's why most times I do travel to Guwahati, because it's almost half the rate. And if there was a way we can get the products from here at the same or even just slightly higher, but it's always double or triple the price just because of transport. So I have a few people helping me, although I do the main things alone. when it comes to planting, when it comes to the business management part of it, I'm taking part. I'm the one who's doing all of that, but I do have someone helping me with the gardening. I do have now. I have 2 people helping me. Helping me with the gardening, just basic day-to-day things, because I have to run around, like meet people and attend meetings, so I cannot just leave things unattended. So I have a few people helping me with that. Okay, so I deal mainly with succulents. I have dry flowers as well, foliage also, but I think I gravitated towards succulents more is because they're very resilient. They can survive a long time without water, and they thrive on stress. So you have to basically stress them under the sun, under the rain, for them to look their best. So I always tell my customers that if you want for low maintenance plants, you can go for succulents. You can just basically keep them in one place where it gets good light and rain, and you can just forget about them for a while, and they'll thrive. So that's how you take care of succulents. They are desert plants, so they don't need a lot of water. Summers I water them twice a week, and winters it's once a week or three times a month, not that often. And they're very low maintenance, so a lot of people nowadays, since they're very busy with their work, with whatever it is, they don't really have time, although they want to keep plants because obviously they're very pretty, they're beautiful, they lighten up your space, but they don't have a lot of time. So I recommend them succulents and sun foliage. So yeah, that's about it. There's not much to it. They don't need a lot of compost. They don't need a lot of day-to-day care. They just need the right amount of light and water once in a while. I sell my plants mostly online since I started this business during the pandemic through Instagram. So I've been operating online. It's almost 80% of my sales are online. And of course, I have people visiting my home, my nursery also. So yeah, but everything is through Instagram, DM, WhatsApp. It's easier that way because it's more of a one-on-one communication. I get to talk to my customers one-on-one whenever they need anything, even after the sale as well, when they need help with their plants, if whatever it's going through, I'm always there. So yeah, that's how I operate my business. So I operate under Parenthood Shillong. That's on Instagram. It's on Facebook as well, and my contact details are there for my WhatsApp. So yes, so marketing is very important, of course, because that's how we sell our products. So since I started my business online, it's been really great. Like I don't have a physical store. I don't have a shop as yet, but I do most of everything online, and it's important because I feel everyone who, even though they do have a physical store, they should opt for online, if it's through social media or through websites, because it has a bigger outreach for people to locate you. People will know you. People from other states, other countries, they'll find you. So it'll be easier. It'll be easier for you to manage your business in that way. Of course, having a physical store is always great, but I will encourage other people to have their name on social media, their business name, on social media or on websites. Okay, so as a startup, I think the main challenge is obviously funding. I think everyone would agree with that. It's very difficult to get funding, but even when you do get funding, what we lack is a lot of financial literacy. So how you use the funding, how it's managed, how you're able to be able to pay if you're taking loans and all that, pay that back. So I think that's a very important thing. So with the loan, the financial literacy should come along, So it's not because it's easy to just get the money, but how to repay the money, that's a little bit difficult. And not everyone who starts a business is like an MBA graduate, Like for me also, I started out of passion, so I just had to find out on myself. I still have to search for a lot of things on my own, which becomes a little difficult. So I have to always outsource certain things when it comes to the financial part of it. But yeah, I think that is one of the main reasons. Funding is a big thing. Another thing is for certain startups, since I am also doing other projects, I think resources part. The resources. So when it comes to raw materials, or when it comes to the intellectual part of it, they have to go above and beyond. So to say, you cannot really get a lot from our land, everything from here. We have to always travel outside the state. We have to go to different places to find the things that we need. Although a lot of things are readily available on the internet, so to say, but it's very difficult to weed out what is the right information and what is the wrong information, because what you get on the internet is not always right, and you cannot apply that. You cannot always apply that on your business, especially if it's your business, it's your livelihood, right? So you have to figure out which one is the right information, which one is the wrong information. So I think that was a big issue. Okay, so I think my words of encouragement to other people has always been the same, and it will still be to later on in the future, is to always follow your passions, whatever it is. So if you do the things you love, you don't get tired of doing it. The drive that you have, that you get from there is just, it's just incomparable to anything. Because if you do things to earn, of course, to make a livelihood, to survive, but if you're doing side by side the thing that you love, it just gives you a lot of drive, it gives you a lot of passion. I mean, in today's world where, it's like a rat race. Everywhere is a rat race where you have to become the best, you have to be the best, you have to earn a lot, but that really does not matter if you're not happy with where you are. So when you do the things that you love, when you are working with the things that you love every day, having people around you to support you, then it's indescribable. The feeling is really great. So I think I would encourage young people I know a lot of people who are starting out, who've just graduated, are still very confused with what they want to do in life, because I was also at one point of time very confused with what I wanted to do, but I really just followed my instincts and my passion. I did not let the world define what I should be doing, because people will just say that you have to do this, you have to do that, because you did this, because you did that. But that's not always the case. There's still a lot of time. You don't think that there's not enough time, or it's too late. Even for people who are older in comparison, you can always follow your passions. You can always do what you love. So I think that's the message that I want to send.